Hello and welcome back to Extra Astrology, my favorite extra astrologist. I hope you guys are doing amazing today. For the reading today, guys, we have a reading concerning who is your biggest hater, okay? Who's your biggest hater? And also we're going to tap into a little bit on why they hate you, okay? Well, hate's a strong word, but you know what I mean, like hater, who is just not vibing with you currently, or even just consistently. And also, guys, check out the description box for personalized pick a card readings. Those are done. So if you guys would like your own pick a card reading that is just like really connected to a specific situation, that can be filmed and sent to you via email, or you can get personal readings, and those are all linked in the description box. But we're just gonna get right into it. This is group one. And this is group two. All right, let's get right into it. And for you guys today, I think I have more of a card array at the moment, so I just added some more cards for fun. All right, group one. Who is your hater? Who is your biggest hater, and why? So we have the Temperance card, the Knight of Cups, Effortless in reverse, Completion in reverse. We've got the Shaman. We have got Struggle in reverse. We have got the Knight of Wands, but that was in reverse. And we've got, I believe, I'm not sure exactly. I believe that, I'm not sure exactly what this card is because this one is not labeled, but I believe it, I know which one it is. Okay, so wow, group one. Already, guys, what I'm getting in terms of who your hater is, who your principal major hater is tied to someone who really looks at you, and is not a fan of you based on how people react to you. Okay, so I'm hearing that this could be someone who has grown up with you, someone who has been in your life really since adolescence, and you've grown up together, and there is this relationship that is really, really poignant, okay? um and so I'm just hearing like you guys have been in each other's lives, if not daily, just very consistently throughout the years. So that's why I'm getting this could be, I don't want to say this is a sibling because I'm not really picking up super sibling energy, but I am picking up other relatives. So that could be a cousin, a distant cousin. This could also be a friend who you've grown up with your whole life, and you really look at in that same way, right? So it's between those two that I'm picking up super strongly. I'm seeing that the person that is your biggest hater as well is someone who deals with a lot of emotions. They have a cluster of emotions, and maybe they are actually a lot more emotional than you and can tip off or can tip on very quickly. So you might see that once in their presence, they might hyperbolize things, they might take things to the extreme, at least from your perspective. And they're also someone who just feels a lot, right? They feel everything super intensely. I'm hearing that maybe you guys are complete opposites. You are someone who can temper down your feelings, and you know when and where, almost how to categorize things to a specific level. I'm also hearing that whenever you experience hardships in your life, you process them a lot differently than, say, this person does. I'm hearing that maybe you're a bit more level headed. You look at things not completely badly, but not completely goodly. So there's almost this sound energy. And with this shaman card, I'm hearing that older people around you look at you as someone who is almost like this great example of what a person your age should be. Okay, so I'm hearing that like older people revere you. there could be a certain older person in your life who knows this person and you, and might slightly compare the both of you. And so that could also be a reason as to why this person is your biggest hater. I'm also hearing that this person doesn't like sometimes the way in which you carry yourself. Okay, so, and I'm just seeing like you guys might not have the closest of relationships, like maybe even if you're related to one another and you were always around each other in your lives, or you're friends but you're not necessarily great friends. I'm hearing like there's just not that deep profound connection that maybe you would think you guys had, or because on their side I'm just hearing they feel like they get annoyed with you fairly easily based on other people's reactions to you who are older than you. So I'm not hearing like more so the people on your same level in terms of age. I'm hearing like older people's reactions to you, which makes me think that it could be possibly an older, like senior relative. Or it could even possibly be like a parent, or someone who's older who's really connected to the both of you, and their response to you and how they treat you versus maybe how they treat that person. I'm also hearing, guys, that this person has a sensitive soul, and they feel as if sometimes you don't listen to them accordingly, that you don't take in their feelings, that you don't respect them. I'm hearing a little bit about respect in here. There's like almost like looking down on this person, or making it seem like they're out of control when maybe their feelings are quite valid, and it's just not something that you or maybe others around you can compute very well. I'm also hearing, guys, that the way, like, there's something about this person feeling like they are holding so much in that they are not like it's almost like something's being hidden from you, possibly about those closest to you, that this person has deep inside of them that they haven't shared with you, and they know that this would hurt you, um, but like I said, there the reason why, well, really why, principally why this person is a hater of yours is because they feel like you, the way in which you go about life, and the way that you have reacted to them, and when they've tried to open up to you, it's almost like you don't validate them, right? It's almost like their experiences aren't validated, or there's just some communication barrier, or there is an instance that the both of you had together, and this could be something that happened years ago, or it could be recent, where this person feels like they opened up to you or they tried to, and you just shut them down. And I'm hearing that you didn't do this knowingly, like you didn't do this um, because you wanted to. You just did it because that's how you process information. Like you're not going to necessarily, I don't know, you're not going to be necessarily um, open to discussing distressing things, because maybe that's just not how you take in emotional struggle, right? I'm also hearing that this person could be your hater because they feel as if you fit into the mold or a societal mold that they don't fit into. And it's not the fact that it's not the fact that they don't that they want to be that, right? They don't want to fit into societal mold. They actually kind of are happy with being in that super creative place, but it's almost like really their issues with you that tie into them being your hater are all connected to the people people's responses to you, and also the fact that maybe you just don't acknowledge their feelings enough, right? So it's not actually about them wanting something that you have. I'm not hearing anything really about materialism. It's really just about internal hardship where you're at, right? And I'm also seeing with this person that they are someone who's just, I just keep on getting like hyper creative and really, really desiring to shine in their specific field, but not feeling like those around them want them to. So I'm just hearing like they could feel also because you haven't necessarily stuck up to maybe certain people around them based on their relationship with you, and they feel maybe that you haven't stuck up for them enough, that you haven't defended them enough against certain people who have said things about them that just aren't the best, or about their desires and wishes. And I'm also hearing maybe in the past they felt super ganged up on by others in your presence, and there's just like this beaming lack of just not being um, the figure of comfort that they needed, right? And almost like you were a wallflower, like you were in your own world and you didn't really care about what's going on in their life. Yeah, I just hear like that's probably also what's still going on with them and how they're feeling, is that you're not someone who is necessarily concerned about what they want to do from their perspective. Um, and it's really just like your problems are real problems, because maybe you're dabbling or you're into a career field that is more, on the straight and narrow, and they're probably wanting something different or more, and they just feel like you don't give them what they need, basically. But yeah, that person who is your hater is definitely someone who is around the same age as you. They are definitely a relative, or a really close friend who grew up with you through adolescence. And I'm just hearing like the main causes of strife and dislike for you, which honestly, guys, and I'm hearing like you could possibly think that there's just nothing wrong with the relationship. There's nothing off. This person and me are super chill, super good, but at the core of it, this person's hurting because they feel like they're not seen enough, they're not validated enough. And I'm just picking up like by, especially by an older person who is around you, an older person who you're both connected to, like that person is definitely making them feel like this. So a message that I'm hearing, guys, is that, but there's like not an end to this, with the completion card in reverse. Like, I don't hear that your relationship is definitely toxic, so there is um a push for like recovering it, as long as you make that effort, right? As long as you make that effort and you put in that work with them. And I'm hoping that like through this you'll get that validation to really see who that person is that we are speaking on, and putting out your hand and just changing your behavior a little bit towards them. But yeah, guys, that is really it. And let's just take some characteristic cards for the hell of it. I am not looking at these, by the way. Flip them around a little bit. All right, let's see what we're looking at. We have, ooh, we have bisexual. Okay. So that could just point to maybe this person's sexual identity. And that could also be tied into why I was saying that this person feels almost ostracized, and as if they're on a different path than you are in terms of career, in terms of whatever's deemed the appropriate sexuality and other things. So that person could be bisexual. We have European, that could point to your race or their race. We have white, that could point to your race or their race. We have mixed, so that could mean that maybe you're mixed, they're mixed, um, and they feel like they don't fit in because of that. Or that could really just tie into their feelings, their internal feelings of feeling mixed and confused in their feelings. We have rich. Okay, so I'm hearing that that actually could be tied to how they feel, because I was picking up a lot on them feeling as if you were privileged, or more like you had more privileges than them in your life, and so they're just like hustling, 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 and they feel as if you've had it so good because of that. And we have stunning, so that could point to your looks, which I'm hearing that it probably does. And yeah, that's really it, guys. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. We are, hopefully by the time this video comes up, we are at 300 subscribers and getting closer to, 400 and 500. And book readings if you would like a personal reading. Thank you, guys. All right. Okay, group two. Hi, guys. We're getting into who is your hater. Okay, and if we can explain why and I get that intuitive feeling and base, we'll get right into that. Okay, we have the King of Wands, the Ten of Cups, movement in reverse, perspective, frustration. We have got reunion in reverse. And I believe we have the Ten of Cups again, but this one was actually in reverse. Interesting. And we have the Page of Cups in reverse. Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of energy coming here, guys. Oh, and I just wanted to shout out, if you would like personal readings, check in the description box. You can get your own pick card personal specific reading, okay? Yeah, and we can get into more detail, but tapping into this, guys. First and foremost, who I'm picking up on, and when I say hater, guys, I mean, hater, not necessarily someone hating you, but you know what I mean, like having that type of energy towards you. And what I'm seeing is that the person who is considered your hater is someone who has attained a lot of power, or is just simply in terms of like monetary status has a little more than you, has some type of way they've worked their way up, and they're ferocious and they're fierce in the way that they go after business and career. Okay, and they definitely feel like, in terms of like the superficial, they've accomplished a lot, they've received a lot, they're going towards having the car and the house, and they're really getting there. But I'm hearing, guys, that they also could be someone who is getting older, but they're not necessarily considered old, right? So it's kind of shameful, the society that we live in currently, especially in the United States. I don't know what the other types of pressures are, but, and especially for women, uh, it's definitely where if you hit a certain age, you lose value, or it's like it's time, it's crunch time, it's really time, and it's almost like you have to choose between the career or self-evolving, and having children and creating that space, right? And it's like you have this timer on when you will be able to have children and all this other stuff. And so I'm picking up on that this person, now this, my friends, I'm picking on, it's interesting, is that the person who's your hater is someone who actually is either a male, or they're a female who has a lot of male based energy, a lot of masculine energy, maybe some masculine placements. They are definitely someone who has strived for a lot, and they've strived for a lot based on their fear of not having enough monetarily. They could have been someone who didn't grow up with a lot of money, and so they thought, this is it, I need to put all my eggs in one basket. And they're also someone who in their youth didn't want nor think of valuing the idea of having family. I'm just hearing that they're getting to a space where they're in that, I would want to say, closer to the 20 late 20s early 30s range, which is not even old, mind you. That's how crazy society has us messed up and warped. But this person is kind of getting to that age bracket, and they're feeling pressure. I'm hearing with you guys, in some way you have found, or in the process of finding, absolute peace. Okay, you are at a space where you know what you want. I'm picking up a bit on traditional energy, a bit of like Taurus and Cancerian energy, where it's like you understand what you want, and it's really based in the heart of building, enough and having enough money for in the future to provide for a family. I'm hearing some of you might already have a family. Maybe some of you already have children or are pregnant, or I'm hearing you just are blessed with like a really good family dynamic. So maybe you didn't have a lot, monetarily, but it's never been your goal to have more than what you need. So I'm just hearing that this person who's your hater is actually quite confused and a little bit, I don't want to say jealous, because I believe jealous and envy are two different things. Um, I would say they're more so envious of your spirit and almost the ambition that you have in life, but it's not supremely toward desires like fame or desires for being known. You're not tapped into that hyper superficial vibe. I'm even hearing that you guys aren't even really into social media. And if you are, you're into it in a way that's really about community and that's really about, watching the stories of those you love or getting into that. I'm hearing if some of you are in a relationship with someone and your partner and you just have a really nice energy together, and this person somehow or another has heard you speak on your partner or been around you and your partner, or maybe even through social media has seen, you know, stories or something. And there is just this like, oh, they feel the need to almost make fun of this innocent and pure quality that you have. So, guys, I'm hearing this person probably behind your back speaks, I don't want to say ill of you, but they like to create this caricature of you that is really based in naiveness. It's really based in them. I'm also hearing this person could also be jealous of the fact that you do have youth. So maybe you are young. I know for sure you're definitely younger than them. And through that, them seeing you, I'm hearing something like explicitly about like the smile or the there's just like this overt desire to be happy that comes from you, or to be joyous about having relationships, that this person is just they like to just talk so much shit about you and just make it out to be like, look how naive this person is. They're so just they don't know enough about the world. Their life experiences are so limited. They're so beneath me. And the reason they speak about you guys like that is because I'm also picking up on some narcissistic energy. And what people don't know is that a lot of narcissists just aren't very, they don't have the best self esteem. So that is what I'm seeing for you guys. And yeah,